Oh, what a beautiful area this is. We're on the big island of Hawaii in a diving snorkeling spot known as Two-Step. So today we're going to visit that. I'm going to give you my guide and my thoughts on everything you might want to know about it before you go there for the first time. I'm also going to compare it to Capt Cook a little bit since I have more familiarity there. And we're going to take a look at the Pu'uhonua National Historic Park since it's right next to it. First, let's figure out where we are. We're on the Big Island. We are south of Kona, about 22 miles and 35-minute drive south of Kona in the Honaunau Bay. Up north, it's about another 8 miles, 17 minutes to get to Capt Cook, which is probably my favorite dive site. And there they are, all three of them in relation to each other. All right, so let's get there. I took my drone up. First of all, we're going to take a look around. The rocks on the right, that's where you actually enter. That is the Two-Step itself. You can see the coral and the rocks right there, and then a beautiful blue hole. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. Continuing on our way around, you can just see there is a tremendous amount of lava and coral growing in the area, giving a lot of opportunity for fish. So now we're going to take a look from the Kiala o Keawe Highway and looking at the Honaunau Beach Road. Once you come down, if you go left or go straight rather, you're going into the National Historic Park. But just before you get there, if you make that right, you're going to head straight to Two-Step itself. There's a parking lot. You can pay $5 to park right there. Or as you saw back on the street, there's room for parking if you want to try to park for free up there. Right across from the parking lot itself, there is the flat lava, and there is the path to Two-Step. It is just right there. And there's a boat ramp there, though I'm not quite sure what size boats they launch there, but just be careful for it. The lava is fairly smooth, but if you want to wear your shoes up there, you can set them up before you jump in. Now here is why it's called Two-Step. You got the level up there. Get ready, get your everything prepared to go in on that level. Sit down on the next level, right there as he did. Wait for the surge to come in, and when it's high, just ease on off into the rocks themselves. And here we go. Now let's take a look under the water and see what we can see. First thing you notice is it is just loaded with very interesting lava formations as well as coral growing on the lava. What's interesting, when we were there was a great shimmer to the water. And if you look at the top, you can kind of see how it's hazy up there but clear at the bottom. I don't know if that was fresh water mixing with salt water creating a shimmer. My camera doesn't really pick it up because I had my camera on a rod, so it's seeing everything fairly clearly. But from a snorkel's perspective, I was right in the middle of it. I cleared my mask 3 times, thinking that, my mask must be fogging up. There must be some, leftover anti-fog on it or something. But no, it was the water itself. So while you don't see it on the camera, when we were there, it definitely interfered with how we could see everything underneath. It probably was only a foot or so wide. Anyway, maybe that was unique, but that was while we were there. Here you can see some parrotfish, yellow tang. You're going to see yellow tang everywhere. There's some kole down there, the black ones with the big yellow eyes. I hear Hawaiians love those. They fry them up like potato chips at any sort of event, birthdays, anything else they have going on. Notice that yellow tang there. There was just a surge. There's a powerful surge here. So just be careful about that. Oh, beautiful butterfly fish there. And there we go with a black triggerfish right there. Interesting. But lots and lots of yellow tang. Now, we came in and we went to the left. That would be the south side, so that's what you're looking at right here. And it had just some fascinating lava and coral formations. Now we're cutting across the bay itself, going towards the north side, and you kind of lose some of the fish, but, enjoy the coral. Now, some thoughts that I have is in regards to comparing this to Capt Cook. I much preferred Captain Cook. This is beautiful. If you just want to see some fascinating geography underwater, go here. Fantastic. But in terms of number of different species, closeness of the fish, and everything else that I enjoy about snorkeling, I think Captain Cook has it over a little bit. Now, understand that this is generally clearer because it's a better bay than Captain Cook. Captain Cook does get cloudy sometimes. So, hey, whichever one you want to go to, that's fine. Now, as you go further, you may have read some other ones where they say they have aloha spelled out with concrete blocks in the sand. Well, there it is. It doesn't quite spell aloha anymore. Now, there's the blue hole. That area, hey, that's great for scuba diving, training, whatever you want to do. That gets down to about 90 to 100 feet. So you can get some good depth there in fairly protected waters. Coming back, now we are on the north side, coming back in along the shore. There are sea urchins everywhere and other growth in the formations. And it's just a beautiful area. Definitely well worth it, but be careful of the surge. There is a lot of surge along the rocks there, so if you're going to go near the rocks, just pay special attention to it. So now we're getting ready to come back out, take a look at a few more fish. There's another kole. And there was an interesting little miniature arch in the rocks. Okay, now when you're ready to come back out, you got to do the opposite. You got to time the surge so that it pushes you up on that first step. And, you got to be prepared for it, and you got to be strong enough to do it. So before you go and before you jump in, just make sure you've thought about how you're going to get out. Let's take one more look. There is, you can kind of see everything lined up, pointing right at two steps where the people are right there. That is the two-step itself. And the water there is just absolutely beautiful. But see that shimmer? It's almost like a digital camouflage pattern from the air. You can see it. And it kind of interfered with and made things a little bit unusual seeing through, but I trust that was just a unique phenomenon, maybe because it had rained all night before we got there, and there was just a layer of fresh water on top. So I trust it's not always that way. But, if you need something that is much easier to get to than the hike to Captain Cook, give it a shot. All right, let's go take a quick tour of Pu'uhonua, Honaunau. Since we're there, that's a National Historical Park. The right side, you can see a great wall splitting the middle right there. Well, the right side was a place of refuge, and the left side was a royal area. And we're going to walk through there and take a look at it. It is very beautiful. It's worth a stop. It's not as good as it could be because they lack signage. They will give you a brochure, but I kind of like seeing things explained. There's the gift shop. There's a beautiful mural, which I'm told represents the journey of the Polynesians to Hawaii, and then how this area was used as a place of refuge in time of war for anyone who escaped battle or who broke the taboos of the area. They could escape there and find safety. First thing they want to let you know is that there's no snorkeling here. This is not two-step, and you shouldn't park here if your intent is just to go snorkeling. They have an app you can download if you want to listen to the area. And they also have a brochure with a little bit of information on it, just not as much as I would have enjoyed. I like seeing signs and reading them as I look out over and comprehend what I'm seeing. But they are marked. For instance, this area is number 4, and those bowls essentially were dug out of lava, and that's where they would do many of the processing of plants. This area, that is a palm tree. When the lava came, it knocked over a palm tree. It was still wet enough that the lava cooled around it, the palm tree rotted away, and you get the tube there. And then over here, we're going to take a look at the canoe huts that they have set up there with an outrigger canoe and some of the accoutrements to it. It's very interesting. But again, there's no signs there, so make sure you grab that brochure, or perhaps better yet, go ahead and download the app so that you can hear them talking about it. Here are the royal fish ponds, where fish were caught and kept and raised for royalty that lived in this particular area. Now here's the wall itself. This wall, it's hard to do justice taking a look at it on camera, but that's 10 to 12 feet high, 17 feet thick, and about 1,000 feet long. And that separated the royalty area from the place of refuge. And we're going to walk along this and then head into the place of refuge here in a moment. But again, the place of refuge was where anyone on the Hawaiian Islands could go. It was protected by Lono, the god of life, so it was respected. If you broke taboo or escaping war, you could go there and you would be safe. You would not be attacked there. I'm told that there's about 12 carved ki'i there, which are representative of the various phases of the god Lono and what he gave everyone. This place itself, that was a mausoleum, and at one time held 23 chiefs of the Hawaiian Islands, their bones. A very sacred place to the Hawaiians and their history. And of course, the view is just absolutely gorgeous. But now we are heading into the Pu'uhonua itself, the place of refuge. This is a beautiful area and where the refugees would live and basically bring themselves back to spiritual and physical health. And then I'm told that once they did that, they could leave, and they could leave in peace. Another look at the wall, 17 feet wide, 10 feet high, 1,000 feet long. It's a beautiful place. If you get a chance, go ahead and go there, especially if you're already going to be there for two-step. I'll leave a link above so that you can take a look at my Capt Cook video and compare for yourself what you think of the both. Well, thank you for watching. As always, I am enjoying retirement.